Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Get started. So, any new joiners today? Missed yesterday's demo. I mean, it's more like an orientation. I didn't cover anything there from the subject standpoint.
I am new today, sir.
So I was just only talking about the analytics power pack, the course, how is it, and what are the topics that we cover as part of analytics power pack, Excel, and then SQL, and then Power BI. So different things we discussed. So nothing much actually. But yeah, as part of this first module, which is basic to advanced Excel, people call it advanced Excel, but yesterday I told you it's not actually advanced Excel, it's just simply Excel, right? And let's talk about Excel. Excel, most of us we know, right? The way it looks, right? So one thing, you can check your Excel version by getting into File, Account, and it shows like which kind of Excel version you're using. And it may be, Office 2019, 2016, or 2013, or a few of you may have an advanced version like Office 2021 or Microsoft 365. Recently, we have Office 2025 as well, okay? But in my case, I'm using Microsoft 365 apps, which offers all the advanced features of Excel. But a few of the things that you can't find in Office 2021 and 2019, okay? But
WPS.
If you're using WPS Office or Oracle Open Office, 2016, you may be finding most of the things similar only. A few things that are like very much advanced formulas and all, you can't use them in 2016 or WPS Office. The rest of the things, majority of the things, they look very much same. Okay.
Different software, sir.
Yes.
Company different.
Correct. WPS Office is from some other company and Excel is from Microsoft company. Yeah. So coming to this, what is that you are going to learn from this program? You will understand what is data and how you can transform the data into meaningful information, how you can summarize the data with the help of formulas and pivots, how to visualize the data in the form of a dashboard, how to analyze the data with the help of slicers and other drop-down selections, and finally, how to print, protect, or share with others. That is what we are going to learn. So why Excel? Excel is mainly used for three reasons. We store the data, we do the calculations, and we analyze the data. Store the data, do the calculations, and we analyze the data. How do we store the data? One thing, by manually entering the data, we can store it, or we can get this data from some other source. In your organization, you may get a CSV file for your data purpose, or from a SQL server directly, you can get the data, right? Or, users may be entering the data in the forms, Microsoft Forms or Google Forms, and from there you can copy and you can paste the data. So somewhere this data needs to be entered, and from there you need to read the data into Excel. That is what we do. Okay. Right. So let me show you how to get this data from different sources. Like you may want to get this data from a web page, right? Something like, let's say a Cricinfo or crickbuzz.com, right? right? We have a small table here. I can copy this data. Because this is also available in the form of a table, I can copy this, right? Let me take a new workbook, Control N, paste it, right? This is not coming as expected, right? But you have a way to get the data directly from a web page. You can read it, something like, if you want to get the data from other sources, you can directly read this one from a web page. Let's say from Wikipedia population data table, if you want to get, different things you can do. So let me show you. Instead of using a random link, I'll take there is a Wikipedia link available. Copy that. So it lists down all the tables that are available there. So basically, the Wikipedia page looks like this in the web page browser. You see, you have the population table here with all the countries and their population. So you can see that in the web page like this, but you can actually read the data directly into Excel also. So list of countries and their population. Yes, this is the table I want, and I can say load this table into Excel. So it will create a new sheet and it will get you the data into a new sheet. Yeah, you see that it is getting the data. It is reading it from the web page, and yes, you have the data here. So the first part is storing the data, right? Once we get the data, something like this, something from a web page, or you may want to get the data from any of the databases. In your organization, there may be a database, a SQL Server database, or PostgreSQL, or MySQL database, and different databases may be there. And in my case, I have one SQL Server database, and these things may be looking little new for you. But what I'm trying to show here is Excel don't think it is always, to input the data manually by typing them. No, if the data is available in some web page or any web, any database or any other CSV files, from there you can directly read the data into Excel. So let me show you. I have one server available in my computer. You may not be able to try this because the server name and all are limited to my system. So I want to write a simple SQL query, select star from employee table. I can get the data from my SQL server. You see that? There is one table available employee, and I can say, click OK, and I am able to get the data here. You see that? And even if you clear out the data, you don't need to worry about this. Why? Because the moment you click on refresh again, you will get the data back. Similarly, this data also, if you clear off and you don't need to worry, just click the, on refresh. This will go to that website and it will fetch all the data, whatever is present on the website, it will fetch the data here like this. Because this data is not manually entered here, right? So what I'm trying to show you is don't think about Excel to simply input the data. Excel can read the data directly from different sources. In your organization, you may have some application. That application will have some backend database. You can directly connect to that database and start creating the reports. You can directly, create a pivot table using this, summarize with the, pivot table. And you can say how the, each and every designation, the salaries are there. You see each and every designation and their salaries. So that means you can read the data from different sources. One thing, you can manually input the data, or you can read the data from different sources directly. And then you can write the required formulas. Like you can write different types of formulas, right? So let's say you see this salary, if it is more than 10,000, I want to say high salary, otherwise low salary, right? So I want to create a type column here. I will write if the salary is more than 10,000, then it is high salary, otherwise low salary, right? So I'll write this calculation here. I want to print high, otherwise low. So once you get this output, now you see the magic. I will be able to create a pivot table. I want to find out how many employees are earning more salary and how many employees are earning less salary, low salary. Then I'll create a pivot table, click OK. And then I'll say, we created the type column, right? We just do a refresh, type, and get the employee name there. You see 6 employees are earning high salary, 13 employees are earning low salaries. So overall you have 19 employees in your data. So yes, we have 19 employees because from 2 to 20 is 19 records and this is how the values are, right? Making sense now? So understand this, the data, you no need to manually input, right? You can directly get the data from somewhere. And after that, we can do the required calculations to get the required, insights from the data. And with the help of pivot tables and all, we can analyze the data. So that is what your table, this table is saying. You can store the data in Excel by typing or by getting it from any other source. And then do the required calculations. And what is it we can do? We can analyze the data. You saw that, right? How easily I'm able to create the pivots, if functions and all. You will also be able to do all these things very, very comfortably without any challenges. Okay. But yeah, you, you need to spend some time learning this course. Done. So coming to the history.
Sorry, I
Go
have
on.
a question.
Yes, please.
Can we able to download from PDF?
Yes, we can. But only thing is that if you have Office 365 apps, then you have an option here directly. You can read the data from a PDF as well. Just now I showed you how you can get the data from a web page, right? Similarly, you can read the data from PDF, but only thing is that, only limitation is that you need to have the version, Microsoft 365 version,
Okay.
right? Okay, any other questions, anyone?
So, I have a doubt, sir. Like,
Yes,
these will support all these things. Will be supporting from only Microsoft 365 also, right?
Which one is it? Which support is it?
Microsoft 365 apps. Like, I don't have my license for Microsoft Excel has been expired. So can I use directly Microsoft 365 apps? Like, in that I can use the Excel things, right?
Yes, you can do that. And you just said you don't have a license.
Yeah, here we will get the Excel with the license, like for 2 years or 3 years. Actually, my license has been expired recently. So can I do directly with the Microsoft 365 apps?
Okay, so if the license has been expired and you want to, go for a renewal, we can help you out. But if you have Microsoft 365, this is also a licensed product, right? You cannot directly download and use it. You may want to use it for like 1 month for free, but after
Yeah.
that, again, you will have to go for a renew. I mean, purchasing the license,
Yes, yes.
right? So, uh, if you want a license, maybe Office 2021 or 2025 or Microsoft 365, you can reach out to the front office. They will help you how to get the license directly from Microsoft, and which is somewhere around 2000 rupees, right?
Okay. Yeah, that
You
sounds
can
good.
get that license, and if you are looking for a lifetime license, go for 2021 or 2025, which is the most recent version. Most recent version is somewhere around, we'll let you know the price, but 2021 version is around 2000 rupees, which is for lifetime validity.
Okay. Yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds
you
good.
can go for
Thank you.
that. Yeah, just check with the front office, they will help you out.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. So just now we learned how to get the data and how to write the calculations using simple formulas. And then, yeah, how to analyze the data with the help of a pivot table. Yesterday I was asking, what is a pivot table and is it a basic feature or advanced feature? If someone knows that feature, it's like very easy to create any kind of a pivot table. Just go there and you want to find out the total salary paid by each and every department. Yeah, you just get that department into this and the total salary into the values. You can easily figure that out. Okay, so each and every department we are paying this much, right? Or by the gender, you want to see the total salary. Okay, just keep the gender there and you see that. And if you want to see it by the type, right? See that it's like high salary total and low salary total, right? This is very easy, I would say, as long as you know the tips and tricks about the pivot table. So in last few minutes, I was able to get the data from different sources and also able to write required calculations and able to present the data in the form of a pivot. right? So these are the three main reasons why we use Excel. The history of spreadsheet. Yeah. So we have VisiCalci, which is released in 1978, and then we have SuperCalci, Lotus 123, and currently we are working with Excel, right? But understand one thing here. You don't need to worry about the history. Why? Because it's like what 1978 we got this. Right. So something happened like 30, 40 years ago. You don't really need to worry about that. Yeah. But I want you to remember one thing here. Multiplan is the very first version Excel name. Later, from the second version onwards, they renamed it as Excel. First version of Excel name is Multiplan. Remember this name. Not mandatory, but just try to remember. Right. So 1985 is the very first version of Excel, which was named as Multiplan, and later they renamed it as Excel. 1985, it's like very old application, almost 40 years old. Right. And if you want to get any more information about the spreadsheet, you can search for that, but again, not needed. Anyways, I'll discuss. Let's talk about the competitors of Excel. Do you know any competitors of Excel? Something that looks like a spreadsheet application. There are so many actually. Just think, we use them also.
Still, competitor or Microsoft? Microsoft.
Google Sheets.
Google Sheets. Yes. Google Sheets is one of the competitors. Yeah. Any other? Something that has a spreadsheet environment? One is WPS Office. You said yes. What else? You see, you are struggling to search for the names. Okay, I want to buy an AC. I want a few company names, please. Aldas,
Blue Star.
Blue Star, Havels,
LG, Samsung.
LG, Samsung. You see that in 5 seconds of time, you are able to come up with 5 different names. But I'm asking, are there any competitors for Excel? We are struggling. You see that there are other applications also. From Google, we have Google Sheets, WPS Office, LibreOffice, IBM Lotus 123, OpenOffice Calci from Oracle. You see, there are so many other applications, but we don't even know the names, right? In most of the organization, Excel is only used. Most of the organizations. Yes, right. I don't think others are like any competitors for Excel. Excel itself, version by version, Excel only coming up with so many nice features, very powerful features, so many functions, great functions that actually make our life very, very easy. Okay. Right, the terminology of Excel, I think most of you are aware of this, but let me cover this. The intersection between a column and a row is called a cell. It's an intersection, okay? Intersection between column and a row is a cell, okay? Every cell has a cell address. What is a cell address? C24. And the C24 is an intersection of C column, 24 row. C is a column, 24 is a row, right? 24 is a row, and this intersection is C24, which is a cell address. The cell address, you can see it in the name box. This place is called name box, right? So each and every cell has a cell address. Can you tell me the current cell address now?
D22.
D22. What is the column there?
Column is D.
Column is D. Row is
Row.
22. Right, easy. Perfect. So can you tell me the cell address?
C29.
C29. Now easy, right? Okay. Can you tell me the cell address?
C22.
C?
22.
C22 is the active cell address.
That is all one cell only.
It is from the C22 to C25. 26.
Okay.
27. 22.
Hmm.
C.
Correct. I mean, my question itself is incorrect. I'll tell you why. I cannot call this as cell address. Because when you select collection of cells like this, we need to call it a range. Range. We can call this as range reference or range address. What is a range address? Yeah, the range address is starting from C22 to D27. The way we write it is C22 to D27. That 2 is there, right? We write a colon there, colon. C22 to D27. That is called a range. So collection of cells is called a range. Okay, very, very important to write the formulas. Okay, done. Now you know what is a cell and what is a range. Cell means it's a single intersection point between a column and a row. Range means collection of cells. And coming to the next one is a worksheet. What is a worksheet? All the cells together, they form one worksheet. What is the worksheet name currently? About Excel, Excel UI, customized QAT, all these things. Right? These are sheets, right? We also call it a sheet, a worksheet, or a spreadsheet, or a sheet tab. All these names are synonyms, okay? And what is a workbook? Workbook is collection of all these sheets together is one workbook. What is our workbook name? Excelytics Excel training, right? That is our workbook name. So what is a workbook? It's a file. That file consists of all these sheets, right? This is our file, and that file consists of all these sheets, right? So this is one. Go back to our material. Yeah, this is one workbook. It's a file. Inside the file, what do we see? Worksheets. Inside the sheets, what do we see? We see the cells. Multiple cells collection is called range. Easy, right? Same thing. If I, show you like a hierarchy. We are working with an application. Which one is it? Excel application. Inside Excel application, what do we have? Workbooks. Inside workbooks, what do we have? Sheets, worksheets. And inside the sheets, what do we have? Cells. Not only cells, we also have the chart, shapes, tables, controls, pictures, pivot tables, and so many other things. All of them are located inside a worksheet only. Okay. Done. Now we understand the hierarchy of these objects. There is a reason why we stress this enough for multiple number of times, about this worksheet and a workbook. Worksheet is a sheet that exists inside a workbook. Okay. Is a spreadsheet that exists inside a workbook. There is a difference between worksheet and a workbook. Sheet is one of those sheets inside the workbook. A workbook is collection of all these sheets. It's like a file. Workbook means it's a file. Worksheet means it's a spreadsheet that holds some data. Most of us, we use these things as synonyms, okay? Workbook and a worksheet. No, these two are two different things. Workbook is different. Worksheet is different. So,
Workbook is like a book, worksheet is a paper.
correct. You can treat that way. Workbook is a book and worksheet is like a one paper inside that book. Yes. But usually the moment we call it as a paper or a page, we go into the object model of Word. Word has pages, right? And Word file is called a document. Document is a file, and inside the document we see the pages. Right. So let us try to understand the file types also, along with file extensions. I think all of you are good with file extension. Tell me, what is a file extension? Any idea? So basically a file extension helps
Not
us to
Excel.
identify which type of file is it, right? Okay, tell me, what is .jpg file? Which type of file is it? JPG,
It's a picture.
picture file. All those photos and pictures, we see them in JPG format. What is .html?
Hypertext.
Hypertext markup language, right? To build the web pages and all, we use that. Okay, what is .doc?
Document.
Document, excellent. Document. .doc is a document file. What is .ppt?
PowerPoint.
It is presentation.
PowerPoint presentation format. Excellent. Yeah. What is
JPG?
JPG? Is a photo format, picture format. All those photos that we click, they usually get a .jpg extension.
JPG?
It's a picture, one of those picture formats that we have. Yeah. What is .pdf?
PDF is like a print, like Printout. PDF is like Adobe's, Acrobats, all those things.
Yeah, PDF, Acrobat, blah, blah, you all said.
Double document format, sir. Printer.
PDF is a PDF because it is a PDF.
Printer.
Most of us, we don't know the full form of PDF. It is portable document format. Portable document format. But we simply say that PDF, PDF, PDF. So portable document format, we usually call it as PDF, 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 but that's portable document format. Similarly, Excel also has the file extensions. XLS, XLSX, XLSM, XLSB. Most of the files that we find them in XLSX extension only. So what is this XLSX extension? It is a default format. This one. This one is the default format. Let me apply some background color. Okay, default format. Whenever you want to store Excel files, you get Excel SX extension only. But you also have XLS, which is like outdated one. Almost like 22 years ago, we used to have this extension, 20 plus years. .xls. Okay, .xls. So what is this .xls? It is also an Excel file extension that can store data and as well as macros. Data and macros. You may get a question here. What is a macro? I'll explain that shortly. But from 2007 onwards, 2007, 10, 13, 16, 19, 20, 21, and Microsoft 365, you get these three extensions, XLSX, XLSM, XLSB. Okay. What are these things? XLSX, XLSM, XLSB. These are the recent file extensions, I can say. Okay. So when it comes to the XLSX, which is the default format of Excel. Okay, default format of Excel. It can store only the data, but not macros. Okay, so XLS can store data and macros. Okay, Excel SX cannot store data, cannot store macros, it can store only data. Right, I'll show you what is this macros. I'll show one example. And coming to Excel SM, yes, this can also store macros and data. And XLSB also can store both data and macros. But XLSB has a little advantage that it can compress the file size. Okay, especially if you want to attach a file to the email. So there is a 22 MB file, 22 MB Excel file, and you want to attach it to email. That email server accepts only a 20 MB file size. Let's assume 20 MB, but your data is 22 MB. Is it okay to delete some data and save it? No, you will have to send the full file. So what you can do is, instead of deleting the data or splitting the data into two tables, you can simply save this file in XLSB so that the file size can be compressed. Okay, the file contents can be compressed without losing anything. You will be able to send the data, right? XLSB. This can also store both data and macros. This is all okay. And you are talking about macros, because you know that macros, you can easily talk about them. But what is this macro? I'm like still confused. You may get this question also, right? So let me show you a macro example now.
So these are universal, sir, or only for this Excel only? That format, XLS, Excel.
For any Excel file, if any kind of a spreadsheet data file, you see XLSX, XLSM kind of extension. Google Sheets will have a different extension, but you can export that Google Sheet into Excel. There is an option actually.
Like WPS option.
That will have a different extension. But But to open Office Calc, we'll have XLS extensions only. Same extensions you will find. Right. So let me show you this example of a macro. Right. So the requirement is this, then you tell me how much time will it take. I have some customers' data with me. These many customers are there. What I need to do is, I need to pick up each and every customer, select, copy the data, create a new workbook, paste the data, and also rename this with ALFKI. Okay, save this as in the same place in the customers folder only, customer files folder. I want to save this as ALFKI. Save it, close it, go to the next customer, pick up this customer, copy the data, Control N to create a new workbook, paste it, Control V, rename this ANATR, and again file save as. You want to save this in customer files folder, right? And what is the name? ANATR. Save that file, close the file, go to the next customer, pick up Anton now, and you need to do this for 80 customers, right? Now I have a question for you. If you want to get all 80 customers data here, just now we created only 2 by filtering them. Now you tell me how much time would you need? 80 files are there. Now you need to tell me how much time would you need to complete this activity?
2 minutes and 16 minutes.
So online participants, what do you think? To create these 80 files, how much time would you need?
Maybe approximately 15 minutes to 20 minutes.
Like,
20 minutes. Let's go with 20 minutes maybe.
so we are just, if we have to like sequence, or they are like random numbers.
No, my question is, if you have some data like this and there are about 80 customers in this data, and you need to filter each and every customer's data, and you need to save that as a separate file like this. You need to split the data, right? So how much time would you need to complete this activity? And someone said like, yeah, these many minutes are needed. So let me
Couple of
try
minutes.
to convert that into seconds. So what is the total number of seconds we have? 1200 seconds we got. And how many files to be created? 80. And what is the average time to prepare each and every file? 1200 divided by 80. 15 seconds. Yeah. Okay. So in these 15 seconds, what all we need to do? We need to filter the customer. Sorry. Copy the data. Go to a new workbook, Control N, paste it, Control V, ALF, sorry, I need to type it in uppercase, ALFKI, and then go for a save as, right? In this particular path only, because you want to save that here, and you name it as ALFKI and save it. And once that is done, close it and move on to the next customer. So you need to complete all these things in
Get your attention.
15 seconds, and you need to maintain this average speed to achieve this output in 20 minutes for 80 customer files. Is it looking okay? Fine, everyone.
Manually, we have to take 2 minutes. Going to 80 files.
Okay, you're saying 160 minutes we would need. Okay, online participants, what do you think? 15 seconds, is it sounding okay? Reasonable time to complete this?
No. Maybe more than that, at least 1 minute.
Okay, fine then. See, I'll tell you the beauty of the numbers, huh?
It would
You
take
can,
less.
we always randomly give a number. Say we may be able to do it in this time, but when you actually do the calculations, you will understand the reality, right? So the beauty of the numbers is they don't lie. Yeah, whatever is there, you do a calculation, that is it. If you can manage an average time of 15 seconds per file, then only within 20 minutes we can complete this task. That is a reality, right? Numbers always show the reality there, right? So this is not possible. Manually, if you want to do it, and maybe, you for the first 10, 15 files, you may be able to maintain the same speed. But after reaching 20 files, 40 files, 60 files, your focus levels also will come down. So when you have this kind of repetitive task, what you can do is you can create an automation, a macro. So let me show you what my macro can do here. So I'll just remove the filters. I'll go there. I'll delete the files. And I'll click on this create workbooks. I don't do anything. Just click this and go back to that folder and see that automatically the files are getting created. I'm not doing anything, right? So there is a program running to do all this, right? I'll show you the code also. Already, 20 files are done. We thought like at least 1 hour is needed, right? At least. But you see, I think this can be done in maybe less than 1 minute time. You see that already 30 files are done, right? While I'm talking, it's doing its job. How many? 56. You see that 80 files are done and 1 minute 15 seconds. Right? And if you go back to that folder, you will see all the 80 customer files and with 100% accuracy. Right? You can open any of the files and you will be finding the same data of that customer. So which one is better? Doing it manually is better or automation is better?
Automation is better.
But the code I'll show you.
So,
You see the code here now? This is the code running in the background. Now tell me, manually doing is better or automation is better?
But I have a question. We don't need to write this coding, right?
It is a written code actually. It is not a recorded code. Because macro recorder is there that helps us to generate some code, but it doesn't give you a loop like this or variables or variable declarations, and all these things are not recorded automatically. You will have to write. And if someone is coming from strong macros background, it hardly takes, this kind of a code 10 minutes, not more than that. They can code it and, with a single click, they can generate thousands of files. right? But yes, you can also take the help of ChatGPT. If you can give the correct commands to it, it can generate the code for you and you can copy paste and you can use it. As I told you, of course, only for Excel, I'll show you how you can use ChatGPT to, get the formulas or pivots done. But in VBA programming, we'll show you how to use ChatGPT to generate these kind of codes, right? But this is a written code, not a recorded code.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you can spend 30 days time to learn macros, it can save so much of time for you. Obviously, every day if you want to process the same kind of a task, then it would require at least 1.5 hours to do this activity. But with the help of macros, in seconds, you can get the output. But for that, we need a language. What is that language? VBA, Visual Basic for Applications. Okay, using this language, we create what? Macros we create, right? But only one file extension that doesn't support macros is Excelytics. Okay, this file extension, it won't support macros. Okay, but you get a question, macros is such a great thing, right? Why Microsoft intentionally skipped this particular file extension from macros? Okay, there is a reason. What is a macro? Macro is a program and it uses a programming language. Using the programming language, we can create two types of programs. What they are? Good programs and bad programs. So just now I showed you a good program example wherein it was able to help us to generate those files quickly. But you can create bad programs. Bad program is nothing but a virus program. So if someone creates a virus program, right, and you unknowingly, if you just run that, it can mess up your entire system. So you need to be really careful with these extensions, XLS, XLSM, XLSB. I'm not sure whether you really pay attention to the extensions or not, but going forward, you need to be really careful. Why? Because if these are there with these extensions, XLS, XLSM, XLSB, these are programmable files. If you receive any email from someone saying that, okay, you won a lottery in Coca-Cola, UK, 50,000 great British pounds, right? Yeah, great, yeah. GBP, right? And interesting thing is that you won a lottery for which you never bought a ticket, right? And it says that, you won. Correct, yeah, you need to pay some money and fill this data or open this Excel file and fill the data and all. You need to be a little careful about those kind of files. Why? Because if it is a programmable file, the moment you open, there is something called event-driven programming and which can trigger the programs, okay? So you need to be careful. So if you receive any file, XLSX, you can happily open it. Why? Because it is a macro-free workbook and no macros are stored inside this Excel. Right? Now you got some idea? Macros are great, but yeah, as long as they are used for only for good purpose. But yeah, there are people out there and they may use it for bad reasons as well. So just be careful with those extensions, XLS, XLSM, XLSB. XLSX is a macro-free workbook, so you can happily open that. And coming to the number of rows and columns, XLS, which is like an outdated old one, and you got only 65,536 rows and 256 columns. And when it comes to XLSX, XLSM, XLSB, you got 10,48,000 rows, 16,384 columns. I always used to, think why Microsoft made it such a random number, 65,000, right? Or 1,048,000. Why like that? It is not a random number. Understand that. There is a 2-power logic, right? All our devices, memory devices, everything, they run with this logic only because everything ultimately needs to be converted into the binary format, ones and zeros, right? So this 65,536 is not a random number. This is 2 power 16. That exponent symbol is a power symbol, right? That caret symbol, exponent. Okay. And this is 2 power 8. 256 is 2 power 8. This is 2 power 20. This is 2 power 14. These are not random numbers. Why 2 power only? Okay, you would have seen a 2 GB drive, right? A pen drive, 2 GB. After 2 GB, 4. 4. Do we have a 6 GB drive something? 8. Perfect. After 8? 16. So that means observe this. It goes like this. 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, 1024. What are they? Yeah, 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 power 3, 2 power 4, and 2 power 10 is 1024, right? Yeah. So if you hit control down arrow, it takes you to the last row, which is 10,48,576 or 1,048,576. And you have XFD is the last column. So the last cell is the intersection, right? XFD 1,048,576, right? Okay, so that is the last cell. You know, I got a question here. If I want to spend 1 second on each cell, 1 second here, 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 and by spending 1 second, I want to touch the last cell. What is the last cell? XFD 10,48,576. How many seconds are needed? How to calculate the number of seconds? Hmm.
1 hour.
First, we need to find how many cells that were in total into one. That's it.
Correct, yes. So how many cells are there? That is what we need to find out first.
10 lakh.
So yeah, how many cells are there? It's very simple. Rows multiplies columns. The number of cells is nothing but rows multiplies columns. And in Excel, what is the character that we use, or what is that symbol that we use to start any calculation? Any formula, any calculation? You know that? What is that symbol
Equal.
means? Equal to, perfect. And I'll take this 10,48,000 multiplies. That star symbol is a multiplication operator, and this. So what it returns? The total number of cells available in one sheet, right? Okay, these many seconds. So these many seconds are needed because we thought like we want to spend 1 second on each cell, right? So how many seconds, seconds are needed? Whatever the number of cells are there, those many seconds are needed. These many seconds are needed. Let us try to find out how many days or how many, weeks it's going to be. Any guess? How many days it would take to touch the last cell if I spend 1 second on each cell? 10 days. 10 days, is it sounding too high? Or 8 days, 1 week?
1 month.
1 month maybe. Let's try to find this. Let us find out the total number of seconds are there in 1 year. And you know that every calculation starts with equal to, and in 1 year we have like 365 days, and each day has 24 hours, and each hour has 60 minutes, and each minute has 60 seconds. If I do this, this will return the total number of seconds available in 1 year, right? Only this much. Okay, if you do a division, the total number of seconds required divided by the total number of seconds are available in 1 year. The division operator is a forward slash, right? I'm talking about simple arithmetic operators in this example, okay? You know what? How many years you would need? 545 years. If you want to touch this last cell by spending 1 second on each cell, look at this, how big it is. And by the way, we are talking about only one spreadsheet. What is a workbook? Collection of multiple sheets. Now you think about the capacity of one workbook, how much data it can hold, right? Up to that XLS extension, until that 2003 version, XLS extension, the capacity of the one workbook is only 256 sheets. But from XLSX onwards, or XLSX, XLSMS, XLSB extensions, there is no limit on the sheet count. It's up to you how many you want to add. Okay. Now you got the point. We are working in such a big environment where a lot of data can be stored, but people are still, they always complain about Excel, saying, okay, it is not able to handle so much big data sets. Yes, that is reality. That is true. There are other tools available, be it Power BI, Tableau, ClickSense. These kind of tools are capable enough to handle large amounts of data. But Excel has always certain limitations in terms of the rows that it can handle, right? So different things are there. Right, I hope you got some idea, some introduction about Excel, right? I think most of you may be aware of the terminology and all, but definitely you would have come to know, something new in this sheet as well, right? Something like, what is that random number? It's not a random number. There is a 2 power 20, and you know what is a macro now, right? What is a macro? What is a macro?
Automatic
Hmm.
program.
Correct, it's a program. A macro is a program, and this program uses a language. What is it? VBA, Visual Basic for Applications, right? We'll see that like in macro session. If anyone is interested to learn programming and all, we can help you there. But for now, let us stick to Excel only. This sheet, is it okay? About Excel sheet, you understood? Okay, collection of cells is called collection of a few cells is called range. Perfect. Okay, a workbook and a worksheet, both are same, true or false?
Collection of worksheets.
Hmm.
Worksheet collection.
Is it a true or false? Workbook and worksheet, both of them are same.
False.
False. They're not same, right? Done. Moving on to the UI, the user interface. Most of you know this. You have title bar here. There you see the file name. You have quick access toolbar. I'll show you how you can make use of this quick access toolbar, right? And then we have the ribbon tabs here. Home tab, insert tab, page layout tab. These are the ribbon tabs, or you can call it ribbon there. And we have groups here, clipboard, font, alignment, number. These are the different groups, part of one ribbon tab. Home tab has, these are the different groups, and insert tab has different groups. Okay, they are groups. We have the name box here that shows the current cell address, name box. Formula bar that shows any formula that we write or any content that exists inside that cell. Column labels and row labels. Column labels are ABCDs, row labels are 2, 3, 4. We have sheets. These are the sheets, right? Home sheet, about training, about Excel. We have then status bar. This is a status bar. Currently it is showing ready. And on the right side, you have the zooming options here. Zoom in, zoom out. Okay, so let's learn these once again. Title bar, quick access toolbar, ribbon, groups, name box, formula bar, column labels, row labels, sheets, status bar, zooming options. These are the things. Okay, fine. So it is recommended to remember these names. I'll tell you why. Going forward in the training, I'll say that, okay, let us go to the data tab and data tools. Data tab, data tools. What is data tab? In the ribbon, you'll see the tabs, and the data tools in the groups, you will see the tools. You see that? So it's easy for you to navigate when you practice these things, right? You cannot always say like, okay, go towards left, right, and now move your cursor a little up and then go towards the left and then click on that. It will take more time. But if you know the UI, if you can say view tab, where is it? View tab, it's here. Directly you can go there. Zoom, okay, there's just go there. Or show, you can just go there, right? So it helps us to easily navigate within the application. That's all good. You know, I definitely understand why the UI and knowing the names of these elements in the UI, why it is needed, I understand. But what is this called? Quick access toolbar. Quick access toolbar, right? What is this? Why do I need a quick access toolbar in Excel? As the name says, quick access toolbar. I don't know how many of you really use this. Let me just get rid of this. I don't need this. Quick access toolbar. And this really helps us to customize our shortcuts, okay? Anyone knows in this group how to apply the borders using a shortcut? Okay, if I want to apply the borders here, what is the shortcut? Without touching the mouse, I want to
Alt
do it.
HBA.
Perfect. Yeah, you can do
I mean,
Alt
like for all borders.
Correct. Alt HBA is for all borders. And this is something like this. When you hit Alt, it is like an accelerator key and it shows H is for home tab. You see that? H is for home tab. B is for borders. B. A is for all borders. Yeah, that's it. Alt HBA. But you know, using a 4-character shortcut, I'm not happy with it. I want to create my own shortcut. How? Very simple. Do this. All of you can do this actually going forward. Any feature that you frequently use, the recommendation for you is add that onto the quick access toolbar. How do we do that? Just go to that feature, just do a right click, add to the quick access toolbar. And if you want to apply the borders now, you see that borders feature is here on the quick access toolbar, right? When you hit Alt, what is the number displayed for the borders? 5. Okay. Alt 5. If I want to apply the borders, Alt 5, that's it. Now you tell me using Alt HBI is good or Alt 5 is good. Alt 5, easy to use, right? So you can customize a quick access toolbar. So, you get a question, can I add 20 different features onto it or 20 different, things onto it? Yes, you can. But the thing is that the whole objective of creating a shortcut onto the quick access toolbar is this. You don't want to add so many features there. Okay. Don't add so many features onto the quick access toolbar. The reason being, if you add so many features on quick access toolbar, this will again create a lot of confusion. Yes or no? The whole idea of using a quick access toolbar is to make our life easy, adding a few features there. Frequently used ones. But if you add 20, 25 different features on there, remembering the number is also challenging, right? Right? Alt 1 is this, Alt 2 is this, Alt 20 is this, right? It's like very challenging. So it actually accepts up to 1024 features on there, but I recommend you to just only add 5 or 6 most frequently used. Go ahead, Fanish.
When you say Alt 5, like how that number be add to that one?
Correct. So that depends on the position of that feature. So if you look at this, hold on. 1 is this auto save, 2 is save.
So those are the standard ones?
Correct. You can also change the position of this. Okay. You can change the position of this by customizing the quick access toolbar. I'll show you that.
So Alt is the default one for highlighting those shortcuts. Okay.
Yeah. Alt is the default one to start this, right? If you want to position it, right click, customize the quick access toolbar. And if I want to get that into the 4th position, you can move that up. You see that? Click OK. Now, when you hit Alt, now borders is there in the 4th position.
How will you change it from 5th to 4th?
Right click, customize the quick access toolbar, choose that, move it down if you want to get it back to the 5th position. Is that fine? My recommendation for you for today, you may be using so many features frequently every day without the shortcuts or with the help of only mouse or very lengthy shortcuts you may be using. Add that onto the quick access toolbar, but do not use, do not add each and everything onto the quick access toolbar. As the name says, quick access toolbar, whatever the features that you want to use, only add them there. Okay, fine. All of you are okay, right? So far? Perfect. Moving on to the next one, which is about keyboard shortcuts, right? So what is this keyboard shortcuts? And you know that, right? I think a few of you are here to learn the shortcuts also. Do you really want to learn the shortcuts? I want to hear it from online. Do you want to learn the shortcuts in this training?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, why do you want to learn the shortcuts?
It makes things easy for us. Saves time.
Yes.
It saves time. Perfect. You can actually save some time using the shortcuts. That's right. Okay. This sheet has about 160 shortcuts, each and everything. You want to take a print, you want to save it. It's very easy to read also. Control S, what is it? Save. Control P, what is it? Print. If you want to apply the filters, Control Shift L, it can apply the filter or remove the filter, right? So each and every shortcut that is listed down here. But you get a question like 160 shortcuts, how many can I practice? Okay, 80 can you practice? Half of it. Online, is it okay to practice 80?
I mean, with practice, we might get hold of those. Not all of them, but the ones which we commonly use, maybe like control paste, control print. Those things are normally what we use. So we got used to it. Same manner.
Absolutely correct. Okay. there is no point learning each and every shortcut. So I'll tell you one thing, you learn a shortcut, but you don't use it frequently. So the whole idea behind learning a shortcut is to save time. And if you don't use that shortcut frequently, then how can you save some time? So my recommendation, don't learn each and every shortcut. There is no need also. Learn the shortcuts if you use them frequently, right? Any of the features, if you use it frequently, then only you learn the shortcut. Otherwise, there is no point learning. But as part of this training, if it is really needed, I'll only discuss the shortcut. These are most commonly used. Control 1 or control semicolon, control colon, right? Clipboard control CB, control X, or control T, control L for the table, right? So there are a few things that are definitely needed for us. We'll do that. We'll learn those shortcuts, but otherwise you no need to learn each and every shortcut. But this sheet helps you to find out the different shortcuts. But if you want to learn it, yeah, just refer to this sheet and you can learn any 1 or 2 shortcuts as per your requirement, but don't try to learn everything. Right? You understood now why shortcuts are not needed for everything? Because if you don't want to use it frequently, don't learn it. It's as simple as that. Right? Only if you use it frequently, then only you can save some time, but otherwise, no. Right? Okay, so I'll show you a couple of things and I'll close it for today. But I want to leave you with a few questions about data. So far, a few of you may be working with Excel from the last 4 years, 2 years, 1 year, or no experience, or a few of you may be working with 10 plus years of experience. But today, the way you see Excel, it's going to be different. It behaves little differently. Let's start with this. I'll just cover only these two. I'll leave them for you like an open question, and I'll ask you this question on Monday, right? Take a look at this. I have a C1 cell. In here, I want to do a calculation. What is it? I need to do A1 into 2 equal to A1 multiplies 2. What is the result you're expecting there?
1, 3, 6.
6.
That is a multiplication operator only, right? A1 into 2. Star, right? Okay, 6 is the result. Okay. Oh, hold on, wait. 3 2s are 5. I think, yeah, 3 2s are 5, correct. Is it correct?
No, we have to maybe is equal to, and we might have to start the brackets.
Oh, yes, let's start with brackets. Yeah, oh, hold on. Still showing 3 2s are 5. I
A1
think
into 2 stars, I guess.
A1 into?
2 stars.
Okay, multiple stars like this.
Yeah.
Okay, it throws an error and it is giving me a suggestion. Please switch back your formula with a single star. Okay, I'll say yes.
Generally, we have to multiply row and column. But we are only multiplying.
I'm kind of doubtful here. Is it a star symbol or a plus symbol? If it is 3 plus 2, 5, I agree.
Is
So
it
star-
3 or 2.5?
Huh.
Only we have multiplied the adding
It's a multiplication operator.
I think 3 has been rounded off. That's the reason it might be.
column.
This 3 is not 3.
Yeah.
If you look at this, it's 2.5.
2.5. Yes.
You know why it is coming as 3 here? Because I used a format here when I entered to 2.5 and I said, do not display the decimals. Nothing but decrease the decimals. When I decrease the decimals, the value will be rounded to 3. But what is the original value of this? Is 2.5. This is the first rule we say. Never ever trust the value that you see on the cell. Always look into the formula bar first. That is what I always do. Right? Don't trust this value because this can be formatted. I'd like to show you something interesting here. I'll show you this in the number formats, but I would like to show you. I applied some custom format there, okay? So if I input 10, it is 10. If I input minus 20, it is minus 20. Great. If I input 0, what is the result we are expecting then?
Zero.
0. But is it 0? Right? And I would like to do one calculation here. I want to do 5 plus 5. How much? 5 plus 5. How much?
It should be 10.
10. It's 5. This is what I said, like, Excel is going to behave like really different, whatever the way you saw so far, Excel is something different, right? Okay. You need to understand the custom formatting also. What is the original value of this cell? It is 0, but why is it displaying as 5? Because of the format that I applied. So I can control anything the way I want to show. Of course, we don't do this kind of a format, a 0 should be displayed as 5, but there is a possibility. That is the reason I always recommend to look at the original value. Don't look at this, because the value that you see can be formatted the way we want to show. If 0, but it can be displayed as 5. Just be careful, okay? I'll show you the different tricks and tips like this. You can actually confuse your users if you really want to confuse them, right? Okay. But you got the point, right? A 2.5 can be displayed as 3 because of the rounding. And when you do a multiplication with 2, 2.5 multiplies 2 is equal to 5 only. It is not 3 actually. All the calculations use original value. What is original value? 2.5 here, right? And let us do this. Sum of this range. How much?
Sorry.
How much? Now we are doubting. Ideally, it should be 60, but not sure whether it's going to return 60 or not. Okay. Yes, whatever you doubted, it is correct. Yes, it is not
I'm
60, it is
sorry
0.
if any inconvenience has caused
Right.
because of it.
Why it is 0? Is it 10?
Anyway,
Then it is. Yeah. Is it 20?
sorry if any
Yes, it is.
caused.
Then is it 30?
Zero.
Yes,
Is it 30? Oh, yes, this
Minus
could be a
20.
minus 30. Yes, if it is a plus 10, plus 20 and minus 30, then yes, this result can be 0. But that's a good guess, but a wrong guess.
You,
It's plus
and
30.
I'm sorry if any kind has caused
Right? Now you see that plus 10, plus 20, plus 30, how come this is a 0? Right? This, I will reveal it on Monday. Okay? So Excel is going to work in a little different way. I'll show you all those techniques, how numbers don't work like numbers. What could be the reason? Why is it giving us a different result here, right? We'll see all those things. I'll leave it to you. If you can figure out the reason why it is showing a 0, that's great. We can discuss that on Monday. The first 10-15 minutes we'll be spending on the data types only, because you need to be really good with the data types before we proceed to any kind of a data related work. We'll discuss that. Yep. Any questions so far? I'll leave that as an open question for you. You can try Google, okay, or any other. Why the numbers are not working as expected? Okay. Any questions on this? So far on the keyboard shortcuts, customizing the Q80 or the user interface or about
So
Excel?
far, no questions.
Okay. Fine then. So I'll leave this question open for you all. If you can find out the solution, just let me know on Monday. Right? For today, I'll end it here. And I'll upload this entire material package onto the Google Drive, and you can access it from there, download it, and you can just experiment whatever I'm just doing here. Okay. But yeah, please continuously practice. There is no secret learning Excel, or if you want to master Excel, no secret. You just need to practice every day. Okay. Cool then.
Sure.
So that's all for today from my side, and let's catch up on Monday to discuss more about data and the different things we can do with data. All right. So thanks everyone, and you can reach out to the front office if you require any kind of additional information. I hope all of you have got the front office number with you, right? just have a word with them. They will help you to how to download the material and video and all. Okay, how you can watch the video online. Great then. So great interacting with you all today. And thanks everyone. I'll see you all on Monday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.